Hello and welcome back to the Rocknrollsailor channel. Today it's a bit steampunk DIY. As you can see, I'm modifying a donation tricycle. It's originally built for handicapped people. No offense, but if even somebody that is spastic can drive it comfortably, you can bet if you're a healthy person or slightly healthy as I am, it's a dream to roll on. So the only thing is rain, water. So my solution, back to the Wild West, put a hood on it, and now today I'm going to be working on a front body to cover that in so you got better shelter from the elements. Stick with it. Now as you can see, I don't have a workstation or a proper atelier, so I'm just bending stuff. This way. There we go. So as you can see, first thing I'm doing is making brackets to fit the pieces of the body onto the tricycle. I would just send it up for welding, but I'll show you first. So this one comes over here, tension bolt here. Then you get this one running it to the front, so you can have a crossbar doing that, and you can use this one to put bars onto loops further up to cover the front. Right, let's get to welding. Now it's not because you don't have a fancy atelier or anything that you can't help yourself. Most important thing with welds is that you line your stuff up and then you block it. Clamp on. I got the brick up there. To keep this from moving while I tap it with the electrode. I'm going to start welding this. Okay, so as you can see, I've put up a couple more fireproof bricks to clamp it. You can see it cooling down. So we're not going to touch it for a couple of minutes because, man, I've burned my fingers so many times. It's just, you keep doing it. You weld something and then 2 minutes later you get your fingers on it and, you know, burnt skin all over. So that's going to be the bottom bracket. Okay, so now as you can see, I've just welded a hole through there because the drill wouldn't get through the epoxy well enough. So I just burned the hole through there with the welding, put in a bit of extra power there, and then I'm going to put the bolt. I'm going to weld it on the inside. It's an old saddle bolt. See, it's the old saddle bolt from a busted saddle. So I'm going to weld that in here, and then if I do that, I actually can't get it over the tube anymore. So I'm not going to do that. Okay, so luckily I didn't make that mistake because I was like planning to weld this in here, but then how am I going to get around the tube? You know, I mean, wake up or get a cup of coffee, you know? And it's hot because I just re-welded that. Again, you burn your fingers. But so now I've burned basically a hole through here. And then it's quite a bit too short, I think, for fitting it. But we'll find that out later after the break because it's got to cool down. So I've let it cool down. Then I put the bolt through. See if it'll fit. That should work fine around the tube. Put enough tension on there. Let's let it cool down a bit more, and then we can fit it on and start working on the next piece. So as you can see, the piece is on there. You got plenty of space to pass the feet because, I mean, you don't hit these and it's out of line with that. And the wheel turns freely, doesn't touch anywhere. So for now, so far so good. I've tightened it up to the end of the bolt. It's not exactly trim enough yet, so I'm going to add some washers so I can put more pressure and tighten it like totally shut around it. Next piece. Okay, so this next piece is going to be quite tricky. The simple reason, I want one line that does this. Up, and same on the other side. So we've got to make one line that is bent double, stands out a bit, comes over here, goes out a bit, bend back, and touches there. And what we've got is these steel construction rods. Why? Because you can pretty much find them anywhere. If you have to buy them, they're still dead cheap. So, first things first, we put in a bit of a bend there. I reckon the first hand curve is going to be about here, which puts us about here for the second one. Let's test. Yeah, I got that pretty much right. Cool. So then we take it about a hand further down. Take it back in. Make sure you line it with the other one. Up. Take it back in like that. Do the other one same, about a hand width. Line it up. Okay, so I was trying to get this totally lined out over there. Doesn't work, line's too long. You get crookedness all the way up to a point that it doesn't look good anymore. So what it's going to be is this one's going to get attached here with a bend over this one so it rests for this turn so it can be fixed. But I can't weld this on there because otherwise you can't take it off anymore. It just doesn't work. You can't fold it over this and underneath that at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld a little pin down to this. It's just slightly narrower. Or what I could also do is just file this down a bit. Might even be handier. Because what I have is these two pieces of tube that I'm going to weld on here. You see? So this can actually fit in there. But come to think of it, oh, it already does. Oh, well, that's a coincidence. Good, excellent. Excellent. So now all I have to do is weld these onto that, and then I can shove them in there. Easier said than done because the angle has to be perfect. And that is never easy. Because I can't weld it on the bike, you see. I have to take it off. Okay, so as you can see, I've welded the crossbar that goes over the steering rod, and I've lined it up and put it all down with fire bricks. So I'm gonna weld on the middle hook that actually goes over the bar. Well, I guess it's safe to say that's on there. I just put the headmaster on there to keep it in place. Why do I call it a headmaster? Well, you've all seen the wall, right? Tear down the wall. Tear down the wall. Tear down the wall. Ta-da! It just looks like that hammer from the movie, doesn't it? The wall. Great stuff. Okay, so I put it back on. I haven't totally bolted it because it's going to have to come off again in a minute. But the thing is, it works. I'm sitting down like this. I've got cover in front of my hands. When I take this down, I put plastic sheet there. I'm totally dry and I can still turn the wheel, no problem. Now, since I found this lucky piece of pipe and that slides perfectly over here, next thing I'm going to do is put a piece here, like this, and a piece there, like that. Piece here, and then I can just take a straight line in there, connect the two, don't have to weld it, and I can take it apart afterwards if it has to come off the bike for any reason. Cool, so that's the next step. Okay, so now it looks like this. You got the two pipes on there. Instead of putting them over it, I put them at the end. It looks nicer. Of course, it's all just rough work and guesswork, and I guess you figured out I'm just making this up as I go along, but that's the fun of it, you know? I mean, this stuff is not on the market, so you just gotta fix it. You gotta take a measure of imperfection. But then again, I don't know about your life, but life's all about dealing with the imperfections, as far as I can see. Right, so we got that one hooked up. Then the next step is put a piece of pipe there, a piece of pipe there, and then bend one over back to fit in there. Yeah, and then we got a front piece for the body. What we can then do is take these two, put two crossbars between them, maybe even three, but I guess two will do. We got to keep the lights clear. And then you got a 3-piece front body. Yeah, I dig that. Then I can cover it over with canvas. And I'll be out of the rain. Okay, so now we got the tubes on there. And I've just passed the drill through. First a tiny one. Make sure there's not too much obstruction, and then one exactly the size. Open it out a bit more so the tubes can go in easier afterwards, because they're going to be bent over, so there's going to be tension on there. Now, I don't usually film while I'm drilling, because otherwise your sound levels go up and down all the fucking time, and I hate that when I'm watching a DIY film myself. So, right, and there you have it, the front body. As you can see, I've had to weld that last bar on there while it was in place, because there's no way I could jig a rig and make it fit. So I put some fire blankets, some fireproof fabric over the whole front of the bike, because it wouldn't be fun, you know. That one sparkle of slack is enough to get flat tire, and you know, you're done with the piece and you can't roll out. It's not funny, you know. So I think I might add one more crossbar in the front to stretch the fabric over, and then we're gonna move on to fabric. Okay, so as you can see, I've just put on the last front line there. That goes over the front light. There's a hook there that I'm gonna shorten out a bit, of course. That'll be for the roof strap, as you can see. Excuse me. And then the idea is basically that here you get plastic with also shock cord in the bottom, so that when it's really raining heavily, you can just pull it over here, and shock cord will keep it behind here, and you're like totally covered. Yep.